trying to get my composition. Kind of trying to block this out. So you just see me. But I have to back up a little bit, which I don't want to back up here. I want to back up in this spot. So what I have to do is probably narrate that frame a little bit. All right. Oh, my pen, I'm coming down with the cold. It's just lovely. Runny nose all day today. Not only that, was food poisoning most likely 2 days ago when I had a bowl ramen at a place which I'm still not going to say the name until I get some answers, because that broth didn't taste like natural cooked broth. It's like taste stored, processed, concentrated, heavy, not light, not desirable. Blown boogers on YouTube. That's terrific. Anyway, the reason why I want to make this video is because I wanted to share my business. So New Yorkers, please do take this with a grain of salt. I did not come here, remind that, just pretend that's not there. I didn't come here to cause you any problems or any discomfort or any alarm on what I'm doing. I'm a documentarian, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer. I create content to have people be aware of what is going on as of today. That's why my videos have been showing up in titles as New York 2021 or 2020 or 2022. I've been modifying all my videos so you guys can actually look that up. And who is in here? Michael Gibbs, how are you? I just emailed you, Michael. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here for that long because I just don't like how the structure of New York is right now. I don't like how the mayor is just now. You want to target too many things, and I get it. Like these are primary issues that needs to be dealt with, but the way you tackle and the way he tackles homelessness is just barbaric. But he does have some meaning to it. Let me justify his meanings before you guys go step out the rail like, well, if it's barbaric, does he really have meanings? Yes, because even the barbarics at the time had a meaning for something, right? But I'm not going to get to that part. What I mean is that, yes, on the sidewalks, it is a problem. Like for me, I'm pushing a wagon, right? Or sometimes I just want to walk down the street on the sidewalk safely. There's an obstacle. There's either an encampment and there's tents. But the way he's doing it is, if we catch you one more time, we're going to give you a summons. And if if they keep continuing to be the same perpetrators, the perpetrators. He used the word perpetrators. Now, he did a bunch of different conferences this past few days explaining that, and when he said perpetrators, like, no, we are not perpetrators. We are people of the failed system that you failed to get housing for. I emphasized that in my When You East Williamsburg video, but in those areas, there's 4 families to 1-bedroom apartment in New York City. Now, you can talk to any retailer or someone that is, auctioning or, trying to get people to buy houses here. Did you know that 300,000 people last year left New York City? Yeah. You look at that statistic, too. The census have it. I just went through the website and just want to see what I can add to this video. And it turns out, yeah, just a little bit over 300,000 people left New York City, and that is still continuing happening now in the city. So what are they doing about? It's not said homeless crisis. What are they doing about putting these folks in some homes? I don't understand that. Like, why? I can't believe the microphone just died. Freaking panda. What is ridiculous? This thing, man. Sorry guys, but the microphone died. But as I was saying, Mary Adams, have you ever been homeless? Have you ever understood the Okay. Alright. Sorry guys. What I was trying to say is that if I missed it, that may I was have you ever sit down and talk with a homeless family or a homeless individual and ask them what their needs were so it could help you change the system? But obviously you haven't been homeless, you haven't been out in the elements, and honestly, like, I do get your point. The sidewalks need to be cleared. That's a given. Then why don't you take the empty spaces that I have seen in Queens and Brooklyn, Long Island City, then empty lots and make them into hostels or better accommodated shelters? I just don't understand why you can't even do that simple task instead of trying to make it seem like the homeless is probably 50% of the problem. I see your little tactic. You're trying to go for, listen, I understand. You got 4 years in office, and you want 4 more, right? I get it. But a little early to be trying to dip your ass into something that you don't quite understand. And sorry, Adams, that I used the word ass, because honestly, you do not understand. And it's not deliberately to harm you in any way of my sentences or my phrases, how I pronounce myself, or how my feelings feel about your approach. I've been an advocate for homeless and shooting homeless for a long, long time, from different cities and it's just put North America, and that includes Canada. You think by putting these people in shelters that you do not have space for, by the way, it's going to fix the problems in New York City. No, it's going to create more of the problems. Here's why. You're going to put a bunch of men and women into a really hostile situation when they're already in a hostile situation, and then they're going to get frustrated at the system. Then they're going to take it out on innocent people. This is how you build and make criminals, because you tick and talk they clock. That is how you get people always want to do things to jeopardize. Did you know, Mayor Adams, that some individuals are doing these petty or continuing petty crimes so they can stay in the jail because it's warmer in the winter? Have you ever thought about that? Now, I talked to this with Yuki and a bunch of other friends that are dealing with psychology education and have their PhDs too, actually. And I came to term, and some of us did come to term to say, well, that is a possibility. If that's all they know, maybe that's a possibility they do it deliberately to just go back because they know there's nothing out there for them. They're generations behind. They can't catch up to Generation Z. They cannot have a concept of how to type 250 words per minute. They lost all that time. Do homeless shelters screen for sexual predators? Actually, they are supposed to, they do not, and they do, in a way. So, someone has, if they are a sexual predator, they have to let the shelter know for their safety. There's a good reason why they have to know. I used to work in a homeless shelter. I know. You have to let us know for your safety. So we can notarize it and document that you were here. You checked in, you did something, you used the computer, you either stay overnight at one of those facilities or locations. That's the process, right? And by being released from jail or prison, with either one, they're supposed to let anywhere they stay, let them know. Several hotels. That's a private entity. That's hospitality, and you're only supposed to give an address to your PO officer or your important officer. But audio is good now. But I just wanted to share my thoughts with Mr. Adams because obviously he has not actually been out here. Guys, I survived winter in New York City. Actually, technically New York City, DC, and Boston, but we're not going to stretch that title quite yet. But come on, like, this is not the way how he said it on television was basically no tolerance from anyone's. Pretty much. That means, like, if one of these men and women out here that is unfortunately can't do anything, they don't have a lawyer, they don't have no one to defend themselves, they don't have family to get them, bail them out of jail. Yeah, it's strike one. How many strikes do they get? That's my question. What's up, everybody? Crystal's in the house. What's up, David Gorgie? Adam, good to see you. Megawatt. Hey, Z. KB is here. Michael Bibbs. What's up, guys? Yeah, I just want to get this video. ATL. Nice to see you again. Sharon. Everybody. Just wanted to share my thoughts because this is ludicrous behavior. And if you want to actually fix the problem, you should actually. Here's the problem with, again, why he's also doing this. When you have communities here in New York City, right, and they do not want a new facility being built, then how are you supposed to fix the problems in New York City? If the people in New York City do not want more homeless facilities or centers where these people can get help, then where the help is supposed to be? Where they're supposed to get the help? See, it doesn't make sense how you guys rationalize the way of living here in New York City. This is why I like Wisconsin. I like Minnesota, Iowa. I like freaking Portland. I like some parts of California before Gaston came along and took over as governor and fucked everything up. Oh, I'm not going to get into Gaston, but you know, guys. But anyways, let me stop being a jerk and just focus on the topic. You're doing what the mayor of San Francisco is doing, Mr. Adams. You're copying. You're biting each other. You're like snapping toothing, like, I bite what you got, you bite what I got. Yeah, let's do what she's doing. No, she's been failing at that for the last couple of years. Come on. She's not very good at her job. Let's be honest. And I'm not good at my job either. Let's be honest. Why? Because I should be on the front lines reporting this daily. But you know what? People in this city either want free work or want me to work for free. Or can we collab? Free collabs. No, you give me a pay collab. And then I think about it. And it better be a good payout. You think I'm going to sit here and like torment your education? Say, yeah, I don't think you're good enough to work with my camera and my gear. Really? Oh, I love toys. You should see me playing with them on a daily. Yes, you got your way how you shoot. I got my way how I shoot. I like to shoot in 24 or 25 frames a second. Recently, I've been doing it for a while, 16 frames, but it's starting to like, doesn't look filmish. I know everything has to look filmish with me. I get it. That's why I transitioned over to the 60. Before, I wasn't a big fan of it. It just looks too smooth, too unrealistic, you know. But back then, when that actually was a thing and gimbals came out at the same time, that was just like, oh, my Panda, I'm wet my pants. Back in 2012, oh, my Panda, yes, we're going back in 2012. But anyway, here's the thing, guys. Eric Adams has not experienced. Ask him to do 1 week outside. And I guarantee he can't, because guess what? He's a mayor now. He has responsibilities. That's his excuse. I want to see a mayor brave enough, any mayor in this country, brave enough to just like, you know what? I'm going to take a week off to do this challenge. It's not a challenge. It's just a concept of what you can expect in the real world. Not something that you think is going on. Because, let's be honest, I got a notification of my own video 18 minutes later. Wow. I am so surprised. I am so surprised, YouTube. Oh, my panda. You're a rock star, YouTube. Oh, let's give YouTube a round of applause, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Give Susan a trophy, too. But anyway, yeah, he doesn't understand anything. So I think I was food poisoned yesterday. I mean, day before yesterday. Like literally, that ramen cook. I'm sorry to bring this up, but I'm seriously thinking that ramen was concentrated. It was like paste or some, yeah. It's too heavy. That's not ramen. That's not miso ramen. That was not miso. It tasted, can't even say how it tasted. It's how it felt when it went down my throat. I know how that feels, and it felt thick. Like, yeah. No, I'm eating ramen for quite some time, and for a while, a long time, and I never tasted ramen that bad, and I just didn't even finish the broth. I ate the noodles, which I should never did. Yeah, been hitting the deuces on the toilet lately. But anyway, guys, here's my issue with the mayor. He needs to actually sit down and talk to people that actually are homeless, instead of making it a problem, because you are making this a problem. You're pointing fingers, and you're demanding that all the homeless are removed from the shelter and off the streets. Then like I said, Mr. Mayor, do your statistics correctly in your math. There's no placement for the rest of the homeless in this city. You barely have the shelter capacity for it. Why would you literally force people into a small dormitory place? Isn't that fire hazard in New York City, fire code, a violation of fire code in New York City? To have too many people in a gathering space? Huh. So it's okay to put all the homeless in one place, and in this situation it's excusable? No, you obey the law like everyone else does. Put these people in decent places where they can feel comfortable, and so they can get their mental health back, because when you do that, you put them in a mental state. Like I said before, you put them in a mental state, you put them in fear, you put them in cautious, and now they're worried. They can't sleep. You can ask any homeless man or woman or child. You can ask them, did you sleep your first week at? No. It was intimidated for quite some time. They tell you it will go on for about 6 weeks until you're there. If you're there for a long term, yeah, but maximum 6 weeks getting used to that, that's way too long to feel comfortable in a place. And as I said, Mr. Adams used to do this type of work. Yeah, you need to find a hostel instead. I know it costs money, but just that minimum of spending that money for just a night and having what you need, like a kitchen, a shower, and a bed, but Wi-Fi or television, because they do have television. In some places they do. But if you have your own devices, that's even better. So you can watch what you want. It could be porn. Yes, I had to drop the P word in there. Because this is an adult conversation. This is children in Generation Z right now probably don't even understand why I'm doing this, why I'm making this video. They don't understand. They're so diluted in the bullshit music and the footwear and I gotta look jiggy fly. Yes, everyone should look good. I'm not doubting that, but you're too influenced with the crowd, and it's never my forte. Like fashion was my forte, but like, dude, I always had used to always have a bow tie in work because I was always going to work. So that's my thing. Bow ties were the thing, and still the thing. But New York City, let's get back to that. Oh man, Panda, you guys have a lot on your plate. Not just the crime rate and the racist crime acts in the city, but the gun violence in the city is way off the charts. It's like, we see another Kingston, Philadelphia, maybe. Could we be seeing that pretty soon in New York City? In a certain area? If, and this is what Adams is trying to prevent, which is a good thing. But if you really want to deal with the problems, Mr. Adams, the right way, you should talk to the community first. And yeah, I see you go out to other communities, but you don't go to the homeless community and say, I want to have a sit-down one-on-one conversation. I want to have, let's say, a podcast for 45 seconds and ask the people what they need. So to determine what you want to do for them, and it's not helping. And just like the homeless coalition of the coalition of the homeless even said it's pretty distasteful what he's done. He's trying to make an example out of homeless people. So everyone else that is not homeless will know that he's serious. So you're going to pick on the people that are unfortunate first. Okay. Panda, I'm not going to be able to watch live stream on the first, but I seen you. Okay, Miss Davis. Yes, RC3 shelters do suck. I agree. Shelters do suck. I appreciate that, Miss Davis. But right now it's cold, and I'm putting my gloves on. I just think it's distasteful. Because now I'm seeing more and more international homeless individuals on the streets too. People that have probably lived here from a different country, got their visas or their citizenship, and now they sleeping out on the street. I've seen more of that lately. And there right now, there's a woman from India. She's been living here for 25 years. Yeah, she came here when she was a teenager. She's homeless, but she has some mental health problems. Yeah, I told her not to spread her stuff on the counter because other people have to use it. So I'm telling her why before she get an attitude. And I was like, because if you do that, that manager that's watching that camera right now is going to ask you to leave because you're taking up too much space. And I know this because I see the manager when I come here once in a blue moon or when I see him. And we are good terms. Hear me out. We are good terms, the director, whatever. We are good terms. He sees me come and go. I don't bother anybody. He just lets me. But I also told him that like it's also not fair to show favoritism to some. So this is why I'm always here for only a limited time and skip, see ya, pew. So, and those that are behaving can stay, but the ones that are misbehaving, they're no longer there anymore. We didn't come back here for like a month, and then, well, not really. We've been in and out, staying other places, but we didn't come back here in a month, kind of. And look, it's changed. Now you have more police inside than the security guys that were hanging out in there. There are less of them now. Now you have a police presence. Changes. So that is targeting the homeless. And you know, when it's cold, getting cold tonight, as the temperature will drop down to 25 Fahrenheit, ladies and gentlemen, with the wind blowing around like 12 to 14 miles an hour. I was looking at the Weather Channel, but you know, I'm geeky like that, so, but yeah, so I'm gonna probably go get some hot tea after this live stream. I got $4 left. Yeah, gonna get some hot tea before, you know, I try to snooze somewhere and in peace before someone, and then let's be honest. Where have I been? Hanging out in Central Park. Pretty decent what my location is. I'm not going to tell you where that is. But it's pretty decent. No one bothers. No one says a thing. But also, I wake up and people are just like, good morning, just walking by or running. Good morning. I'm like, yeah. See, I can deal with that. See, May Adams, I found a place in New York City where people actually don't try to think the second step and say, oh, this guy he's bad news. He's sleeping out here. Yeah, but Adams, this is not about who's better. I'm not better than you, and obviously you're the mayor. But you can do better. You can make better judgments as a mayor. Stop targeting and provide better assistance. Because let's be honest, like I said before, if you really want to sit down and talk to these social workers and see what they do for these individuals, I think you should put the pressure on these people. Why are you providing that service? Why does it take that long for this service? This man's in critical state. Do you know? This man should have priority, especially someone that's 60 years, over 65 years of age, in a wheelchair, pissing in a wheelchair, mind you guys, because he's disabled. Yeah, homeless disabled. That homeless disabled that you guys saw on my post a few days ago on the community page. Yeah, that guy is inside right now, and I'm like, oh my panda, like, he doesn't trust the system. They screwed him over, so you can't blame the guy. But man, he's a true survivor. Because think about it, he's not panted up like me. He's in a wheelchair. His feet are exposed all the time. He had to go through these harsh winter weathers, or these wintry weather in New York City, snow, frozen rain, below temperature, and he survived it. So that guy should be getting the key to the city. How to survive truly like a homeless, disabled vet. I'm going to say vet. Maybe he is probably a vet. Who knows? Maybe he wasn't always in a wheelchair. But with that said, everybody, if you guys want to support ramen tonight, or Chinese food, because I see Panda Express over there. Oh, man, Panda, I think it's time to eat. There's a PayPal Cash App Venmo. But yeah, Mayor Adams, I just don't quite understand your approach. Like, first thing you want to do is say that you're going to crack down on the violence in the city. Then you set your protocols in check. You release your new NYPD team out in the streets of certain boroughs, and then now you want to try to make it seem like the homeless is the problem. No, well, you are the problem. In the city before you became mayor was the problem, and before that mayor it was a problem, and before that mayor it was a problem. The problem was there was no justification or no simplification to help people in need, even if they were here in the 80s and 90s. That hasn't changed in New York City, obviously. From looking at archives and reading newspapers, that yeah, it was pretty bad back then too. Then now it's being pretty bad now. In 2022, somebody's supposed to be involved and got better at trying to place people into homes. And I guarantee you, imagine this, Mayor Adams. You'd be the first mayor to put everyone inside a home, and the streets are much safer that way. Yes, people want to hang out, but at least people got a home to go to. I'm just saying, friend. Just saying. Am I talking gibberish or am I talking gibberish? Because I don't see his tactic. Go into a shelter. The streets are not your bedroom. Okay? Oh, he sounds like... I'm sorry, man. I make fun of you, but that's who I am. I'm the documentarian. I'm the comedian. I'm the panda photographer. I try to make a good thing, a bad thing, seem like a funny thing, so people are not all upset about the conversation on hand. Oh, yeah, but you didn't learn that actually in sociology classes, did you? Or in psychology education, if you even took a class. I'm just saying. But yeah, we try to make people think about the bright things of it, and I'm trying to do that for you as well. And by telling you that your approach to the city should be a much better approach, but you don't. And I get it that, like I said earlier, the sidewalks have to be clear, but then let us freaking sleep in the park. And yes, and that might be a problem too. And I get that because people like to leave their freaking trash. You know what? This is what you do. You set up a quarter field or a field where they can actually migrate, and then it can be clean. It can be it could be well maintenance by city parks. You know, guys can do a lot of good things together if you join forces. Parks Park, human resources in New York City, investors, some rich snobbies that want to get on in this action. Like, yeah, I want a piece of that action. I want to donate $100,000 to this. Okay, actually make it $500,000. Yeah. Someone that wants to change New York, not just one person, because Mayor Adams cannot change it. He's just one man. He's just a mayor. And honestly, your mayor title doesn't mean nothing to the true New Yorkers of the city, because mayors always have disappointed the city. From what I have experienced coming here, what I read, what I experienced with friends, family, Japanese family and friends. Yeah. I said Japanese family friends because they are my Japanese friends, but they're also my family. So, they wish there were better resources for children. So, like, for instance, when we went through that project housing in East Williamsburg, and you saw how the playground was fenced off, and when I said in that video, this is why kids do what they do. You don't give them the space where they can go play and be kids. Instead, you cut off the poor people's playgrounds and make them look like crap, and don't fix them up, or you gain them off, and or there's always some type of construction going on. So, like, they go inside, they play video games, and then that's good, but that also could be a bad thing. They need to read a book, maybe play, and being playful. When I mean, let's talk about being playful. Doing an activity outside gets that person to be motivated to wake up every day and like, oh, I want to beat my friend in this game tomorrow. Oh, when you were a kid, you always had these I'm your rival, and I'm going to kick your ass. I had a rival. Actually, I had two. He was annoying, and yeah. But you guys get it. You don't even have those anymore. You have these rap battles, no offense, but the music today is like, I get it. I like the beat, but I don't get the lyrics. Okay, that doesn't make sense. This is jibber jabber. That means anyone can be a rapper? I'm not saying the names, but I'm just calling it out what it is. Like, where's the good music when there's some soul into the music? Even rap had some soul, some meaning, some meat words, some poetry. You don't get that anymore these days. Now it's the new Generation Z shit. It's called jibber jabber jabber. I don't know what he says. Kind of music, rap. That's the new genre. I'm making fun of it because sometimes I just I listen to it like 20 times. I still can't understand what some of these individuals are saying in the lyrics. But with that said, everyone, oh my panda. So, Adams, back to you, my friend. Guess what? I'm homeless out here. Yes, I don't like your system. Your system is nothing but fraud. You guys want to take my information and bank off it. I know. This is why it sounds silly, like bank off it. Yeah, you guys get resources, which is funds, when someone checks into one of your facilities. And then you sometimes people do this, and I have people do this at my own job as well. Falsify people that are not staying there just to get what they need when they want to file for a grant. Because these are 501c3s. I have seen it happen. Like, no, 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 no. That's wrong, man. Now, put out the truth. Like, you don't want to be... And that's the problem. People are greedy. Still. There's no means for in helping people if you're greedy about getting something that doesn't deserve to... you don't deserve. That's all. What the hell is that? Oh, food deal. Alright. But this here... The city has a lot to recover. It's just beginning to recover, and it still has problems. But I'm able to rest. But tonight, ooh, got a ball new up. It's gonna be cold. So guys, wish me luck. Hopefully, I don't turn out to be a chocolate popsicle stick. If you Latino and you got that joke, you know what I'm talking about. But with that said, everyone, I'm just saying, I'm just having fun. But I also am cold, and I also want to make this video to point it out to the mayor of New York City that, like, your intentions is good, but your motives is bad. Your motives are bad. Your intentions are good, but your motives are bad. Because you at one point you're fighting for the citizens, and then at one point you're fighting against the citizens. And honestly, like in reality, the homeless are part of the citizenship here in New York City. They make up your census counts. They make up everything what's about the city. That gives the city so much character, because everyone has a different view of life here, and you just can't. I don't think you see that very well. Come on, I mean, in these streets, rollerblading, even snowboarding. When they snow badly in what is that 2011? Oh, I came here to snowboard in the streets. I saw Casey Neistat's video. I was like, I'm doing that. Let's go. And she didn't want to come, so I'm going to New York. See you later. I'm gonna have me some fun. Went to Central Park. Went to Morningside. What is that? Morningside Park. Yeah, they got like this steep hill. Yes, you gotta come back. You gotta walk up it and climb. But it was fun. Come on, it was the best. It was the best. Yes, I could have done this in Wisconsin somewhere when I was still a student. Yeah. But there's nothing like doing stuff in New York City that you normally cannot do in New York City. See, the mayor doesn't know about that. He's too distracted by his own political vendettas and his dream of being the best mayor. I can see right through what you want, Mr. Adams. I can see what you want. You want to be the best mayor there was since Mayor David Dinkins is his name. Come on, this is not about competition. I can read your motives. I can read everything about you, friend. I know what you're doing, and you're going to deny everything I'm saying because you think I don't know how to transcript someone's body language or motives. Oh yeah, I can't. That's why I was good at what I do. I know you're trying to be the best, and the only way you can be the best is be yourself. And you're not being yourself, sir. You're trying to be this power mayor, and I get it. You want to show that you're going to be the responsible one. Then do it the way it's supposed to be done. Do it what it is supposed to. Don't make it seem like, oh, it's a necessary force to try to keep the homeless off the subway. I'm sorry, but they're going to be in the subway. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be in buildings, to find shelter, because you do not have, like I said in this video, you do not have the space for it. You do not. So stop pretending when you already have communities that are against built-in new facilities in the city, even in Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx. They're just against it. And no one wants to go to the Bronx because it's too dangerous. The most crime happens in the Bronx, by the way. Most of the gun crimes happen in the Bronx. They shot a 7-year-old girl last night, by the way. Yesterday, even in a playground. Come on. You're going to tell us we have to go to the Bronx to get services? Are you going to pay for? Are you going to pay for the transportation? I'm just curious. Just need to know, because if you're not, then what's the point trying to send someone there in the first place when you don't have one here? Right here. Oh yeah, 30th? Oh, you crazy? That's the first time I went there, and that's when I got robbed. Because your outreach said, oh, it's a good place. You can get assistance. They can treat you nicely. Bullshit. They didn't treat me nicely. Instead, the security guard checked my belongings, telling people what I had. Is that your security personnel and that you hire? Or I know that he's probably been hired by another agency, but this is what the agency teaches they securities to do, to snitch on another client that's coming in for services. So these clients or these men with a bad intentions, like, oh yeah, we got money on the rise. Hey, let's go get that motherfucker. Yeah, that's what you put innocent people in a situation. Those are shelters that you want to put people in. Yeah, shady people like that live in the shelter system. Criminals live in the shelter system. Criminals live everywhere. But the worst are the ones that just keeps doing it, and the ones that are trying to make the homeless, other good homeless individuals, look bad. Okay. Hey, David. Stephen Brown, bless you. Good evening. 7-year-old girl was unfortunately shot in the arm in Long Island. Yeah, that's Long Island City. Facts. Agreed. Thank you, Davis. Like I said, guys, if you guys want to get some ramen tonight, because it is going to be a cold night, you can drop that deuce. That $2 donation. Yeah, it adds up. Yeah. I'm not going to get my normal bowl like I normally get. I'm going to get a simple, complex, but I do want some carrots. Carrots are good for your eyes, so I do want some carrots. So, like, really nice, fresh, minced, diced carrots. But with that said, everyone, the PayPal, Cash App, Venmo is down in the description below. You guys want to support. But I just wanted to share my thoughts about how the mayor is really taking action against the homeless and why he's targeting the homeless as if the homeless is the problem. The problem is the city. You created the homeless. Yes. You think people come here to New York City to be homeless? You're fucking crazy. If you think that, Mr. Mayor, that's... Let me tell you from experience, talking with other homeless men and women and children, they try to stay away. If, let's say, I'm from Vancouver, I lived in Wisconsin, have my life as a student, I lived here too as well, so I do have some experience living here, so watch out now. But let me tell you, living in Portland, Seattle, California, and talking to the homeless and dealing with the homeless in San Francisco, on front hands, you do not have an idea that half these men and women would rather croak and die before they end up in a shelter system for 5-10 years. Yeah, that's how long the wait time for an apartment in New York City can take for an individual. But all that time, this is why I tell the individual, try to tell your story, try to do it on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. There's someone out there that's going to actually give you the opportunity. I'm still waiting for that opportunity once again. But someone's going to give you that opportunity to change your life around, and they're going to probably be like your sponsor, but who knows? Now, it doesn't matter. Some of these individuals, Mr. Mayor, are not drug related or have any connections with some of the new drug that's going on, fentanyl. You guys know about that, right? That's a topic I need to be quiet back on YouTube, because YouTube likes to ruin my dad. I appreciate that, YouTube. I appreciate that. Arigato. You like to give me the demonetization. I appreciate that. But the fentanyl is the new drug, guys. It's like more potent, more powerful, and it's like more expensive, but people love it out here, and also California and Portland and Seattle. Yeah, it is a wild, rampant thing to consume. And I just tell people this: listen, just go have your ramen. Trust me, when you have that bowl of ramen, you be like, oh yeah, that shit tastes good, baby. Hey. Come on, that's all you need is some good food. Well, if you want to consume marijuana, that's your choice. I'd rather you do that, but... and by the way, New York is probably going to make it legal because you got smoke shops and you got people out in the streets here selling it anyway. So, and that's the thing. People that are selling out on the streets that's another thing that you do not probably want to do either. Because people can lace something with fentanyl. They've been doing that with marijuana. They do that with K2 or synthetic weed. They lace it. And people have died using that substance, this fentanyl. People have died using it. Trust me, it's... So just go to a dispensary. But with that said, everyone, I'm the Panda Photographer, everyone. It is cold out here. I was just inside before this video, getting all warmed up, because my feet were cold. And yes, I stepped in a puddle of water. And I ruined my black boots the other day. So I kind of was being reckless in that rainstorm and stepped in that puddle of water. I was just saying, like, the texture, something was really weird about it. It got softer. I don't know if it was the dirt or whatever was oil in that water, but yeah, it's made my right boot feel much softer than the left. This left boot feels much stiffer. But anyway, guys, please do support the channel. If you have any comments, anything that you need to say to the mayor of New York City, what he should change about his tactics, his plan, you should do it on this video. And if the mayor wants to come across this video and watch this whole length, he could. He has time. You know, you got a smartphone. You can watch it 10 minutes at a time and try to get your bearings around this video. Because honestly, Mr. Mayor, New York City used to be a place that I would like to always come to. And now it's a place that I do not want to come to. So, yes, soon hopefully we'll be leaving. And I do want to come back. But before I leave, there's some structure that needs to be in place. Even if it's by my means necessary, my videos getting out to you, explain to you why you just misjudge people, then you always want to target the wrong parties too. Here's the thing, Mr. Mayor. I was in Brooklyn last week, and I saw lots of homeless, and I didn't see no outrage. But you only want to focus on these areas in Manhattan. Because it's a tourist, this is where most of the people want to come to, right? I get it. But there are some people out there that do not want to come and be part of the chaos. Those are the good homeless. There are actually the rest of the good homeless, because there are good homeless here. The rest of the good homeless just don't want to deal with the nonsense either. So give them a fair chance to help you. Ask them the questions that you need so you can better fix and address the system. Because you know you have a broken system. It is not fair, and you know it. Come on. Let's be really honest about that. It is not fair. And you know it in the bottom of your heart as a mayor. There's a homeless Chinese woman right there. I forgot to talk about her. She only comes around this time, late, and only stays for 4 hours. Mr. Brown, Rhode Island, Nassau County. Yes, I haven't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Come here, you fucking terrorist! Where you going, you fucking dirty bomber?
So she has some mental health. She got some mental health issues, and yeah. So yeah. See? Mr. Mayor, why don't you help people like her get into a place where she doesn't have to threaten people on the streets? Because the more she continues to do that, the more she's able to do it. The more she feels like she's obligated to do so. We need to start helping people instead of judging people. And she needs help. your help, Mr. Mayor. So, what was that comment? 2-year-old girl was shot in Brooklyn near the daycare center. Yes, that is absolutely true, Mr. Brown. Thank you for correcting me. I got them both mixed up. But with that said, everyone, it's been a long day, and I'd rather just get this video done and out there so you guys can share it among yourselves. And if, like I said, we know that the mayor probably was not gonna come see this video or ever want to see this video, but he needs to understand that, like, half of your city employees are homeless. Your delivery drivers, the people on the bikes, homeless, sleeping on someone's couches, sleeping in the park, sleeping on a park bench, sleeping at Central Park, which we've seen a lot of them, by the way. Come on your subway trains, come on. Like, literally, locking the banks up. This is what they do. Let me tell you the strategy, Mr. Matt. Some of the delivery drivers in this city that deliver food into your home and into your house, that's on the bikes, they lock it up at a safe location. It could be in front of a bank with a camera, in front of another bunch of electric bikes, or they rent out a space at a electric bike shop here. You can find a bunch of them here in New York City, and they just put their bikes in there, and then they sleep in the subway after. So they know that their bikes are secured. See, you didn't think about that, did you? Huh? You didn't think about how they started, where are their bikes? They lock them up. These people are smart, but the thing is that they're not billionaire smart. Because you know why you don't give them a fair trade? When I say billionaire smart, like, you got people making money off of other people, that it's their projects, and you got people stealing projects. Then you got people that are actually honest billionaires. You have a good positive energy. I wish you the best. Stephen Brown, thank you. Appreciate it. I'm just saying, Mr. Brown, this is how they work. I know, I see it. I pay attention to all my surroundings. I know what's around me. And I'm always aware. This is why I wish I had a 24-hour GoPro where I just film everything 24 hours. A network where I just run like the Truman Show. That was actually a pretty good movie, by the way. It was like pretty sad at the end, but pretty joyful. Well, sad and joyful at the end, because it was like, oh man. And then saying goodbye to everyone. Yeah, if you are young and you haven't seen that yet, I'm sorry if I spoiled it ending, but you'll find out in detail where it gets to. But with that said, everyone, guys, please share this video with your friends. I'm the Panda Photographer, everybody. I was featured on Invisible People. I was on a radio show, 2 radio shows, by the way. And I was also featured on another segment about homelessness, and now because I do videos like this, and how I get it. Anyway, like I was fucking saying, I'm about to turn into Vegito up in this. Trust me. I am Vegito and Vegeta. Well, technically I'm Vegeta because I'm short, but I'm a badass. But yeah, I digress. And Mr. Mayor probably doesn't even know what I'm talking about if you didn't grow up in Japan, or yeah, but I did. But anyway, listen. It's all about structurally giving people what they need to make the city better, right? So why? Don't be Seattle, okay? Seattle gets so much funding, right? But guess what? Guess what, New York City? Seattle does not have a bookkeeper to keep tabs on what they spend on what. So that means the system is super broken over there, and nobody wants to come and live in Seattle anymore. People want to leave. Have you seen Seattle at night now, down on 3rd Avenue now? It's a shithole. No one wants to, and this is why, guys, I have photos of how Seattle used to look 10 years ago. Beautiful, oh my panda. Streets were clean, streets were, even like, they had shelter systems in place, a shower facility where they can take showers. Literally, it was just for showers and storage and ironing your clothes or washing your clothes. Just a facility. It was open every day, and you could come in as much as you want, as long as you. What was the system based on? It was either once or twice a week, not every day. I'm sorry. Once or twice a week you can come, and you can either wash your clothes in one day and then wash and dry and iron your clothes on one day, and you can do it another day. So you had days. I forgot how the system worked there. I seen High Seattle. Oh, yeah. You know, High Seattle is about to they're about to do a bunch of reservations on the place because they want to change it. They want to put more tighter security because of the homeless. So yeah. So, or they might just remove it and move it somewhere else. They were talking about that. HI. Oh, my hands are so cold. I hope you guys enjoyed the video content about what I think the mayor is targeting. The unfortunate. I think it's just unhumane to just target the homeless everywhere in the city. And honestly, you can't put all of us in one place or in other places, because honestly, most of us are going to refuse it because we know how the system works. It's flawed, it doesn't work, it's a joke. I'm going to end up being back on the streets the next day doing the exact same thing I was doing before you even told the NYPD or social services to clean this encampment. And no, I don't live in an encampment. See, that's the one thing. And you think an encampment is like a couple of boxes with 3 people on the sidewalk? You never been to California, have you? You ever been to Oakland, my friend? You ever been to Portland, Seattle? We're talking about hundreds of tents. That's an encampment. 20 tents, 50, 30, 50 tents encampment. 3 people sleeping on the sidewalk box. That's not an encampment. That's enclosure from the elements, and it's cold. So you do want to, like these individuals, they do want to have, find a big box and keep themselves shielded from the wind and the cold air. And by the way, some people think that the tip is that you put newspaper in your body will keep you warmer. I'm not sure that's a true thing, but I just put layers on, so it's all right. Truck interruptions, a good vibe. I know, right? You see that space? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna interrupt your video. Let me pull up in this bitch and interrupt your video back up. Beep, beep, beep. And then and that's it. I made my presence. That's exactly what he did. He made his presence.
Yeah, you saw him.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. And oh yeah, U.S. government license plates too. Oh wow, I am so jealous. But you work for Amtrak, so yeah, that means you're a tool too. But anyway, guys, please do me a favor and drop that thumbs up button if you like it. Share the content. But I'm gonna try to go inside for another hour or so before I dip out of here. Sorry, let me warm up my hands. And actually, you shouldn't do that. Blow your hands up and then rub, because you keep the moisture in your hands. So that's, I don't know why I keep doing that. You're supposed to keep rubbing until your whole hand is warm to the touch. Yes, this is a workout. Get your workout. Work it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The workout. Oh, World Guinness Records? Maybe? Can I do 1 million of these? Oh, my panda. Let me start joking around on the live stream before everyone thinks I'm an idiot. Well, I'm trying to make fun and trying to kind of deviate from the conversation now, because we're done with Mr. Adams. We just told him what the city needs to be provided with. We also want him to go out here and sit on the sidewalk, have a beverage with him, or a hot dog with a homeless man or woman or child or family, and sit there on the ground and say, how can I help you? be part of their their lifestyle for just for an hour or a few minutes. I'm reaching for an hour, but you should be around them for an hour to kind of see what they have to go to. Mr. Mayor, a lot of these families are going to tell you, like, I wish the system is so much better for our children, but it's not, especially for women with children and fathers with children that are homeless. Should be a better system. Sorry, it shouldn't be no wait times and these housing projects with bad heating. And by the way, some people in these housing projects this past winter went through a lot of bull crap with the city. No heat, and that's what you give people. That's not housing. That's still that's still torture. So, and yeah, like I said, housing authority here in New York City, poorly, shamey, addressed, and bad, and the structure needs to be replaced. It needs to have new people in charge, and it has to have people that actually give a goddamn about the people. But if they don't, then what's the point? What's the point of even having a job? You just want to have a job because you don't want to be out here on the streets either. That's not fair. Your job is to actually do your job and do it right. So the next person will say, "Oh, well, I want to do your job too. I want to, and solidarity want to help." But with that said, everyone, all right, I'm going to end the live stream. Wish me luck, guys, tonight. It's going to be cold for the next 4 days. Oh, my man. We can do it, right? We can do it. I think we can do it. We can do it, right? We can do it. I hope so, because it'd be a shame if we can't do it. But then again, like, we've been doing this the whole winter. I think we can do it 4 more days. But here's the problem. The weather has changed so much that your body got adjusted to the warm weather, and now that's my body. I don't know about some people. Some people don't like the cold. Then why live in New York City? I don't know why they do it, but they do. But with that said, everyone, thank you for watching. Arigato. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this content and watch the live stream in full. If you're watching this, good luck and stay warm. Best wishes, Michael Gibbs. Thank you. You guys want to support the channel, guys? There's always the PayPal. You guys don't need a PayPal to sign up to donate. It's set up for donations for anyone to give. You've got a Cash App. You got a Venmo. You got a Zelle. That might be different. But with that said, everyone, please support the channel and watch all my other content, like my tours of the city of New York City, which might interest you in the neighborhoods other than Manhattan. But I am planning to do I want to do a Spanish Harlem tour. But I need to get in the hospital to do that, and I'm not sure if I want to do it this week. I want to wait till it gets nicer, maybe next week, and do it. Hopefully by then I can probably maybe sold a print or so, and then use that money to get into the hospital to go do the tour, because I'm going to pre-record that in 4K, 24 frames, and then I'm going to do something that I normally should be doing that I have not been doing. I'm going to actually color grade those footage from the iPhone. I'm going to use only the iPhone. I'm going to use the Mazda Air gimbal because I really like how it really worked for my iPhone, but it doesn't really work for my DSLR cameras. It's just clunky. But man, oh my Panda, that was so stable footage that night that it made the footage look so good. Yes, my wagon is pimped out. Yes, I get it, ladies. You guys, you ladies jealous. I get it, because they got a wagon over there. But with that said, everyone, please follow me on social media. You can go to my Instagram. It's the same as my YouTube tag, ThePandaPhotographer. 646 Studios on Twitter, which you can find that easy. 646 Studios on one word. And it will probably come up as The Panda Photographer as well. All the social media links are on my website. So go to my website on the front page. There it is, all there. And even on the bottom of the page, it's there. If you're going to go straight to my Instagram. If you guys want to buy a print, you can select a print. With no people, just a print of the city or any long exposures or any architecture of the city. Please, I am selling prints for 11 by 14 for $50. So, yeah. With that said, everyone, see ya. No thumbnail. No thumbnail, because I already have thumbnail. Oh my man, that's so cold.